How's it, Master Taptown? My name is Finbar, and this is Making Tracks with Siggi Abramzik from BearTrax Guitars. Siggi, what a character. Caught up with Siggi early morning in Germany, late at night time here in Australia on these radically different time zones. It was a great conversation. We got to talk about Siggi's background from his first vision or first seeing a Chapman stick in a newspaper in Germany to him then trying to deconstruct it and figure out how this new technique or this new instrument worked. To seeing him at the Frankfurt Music Messe and the war guitars, and then developing his own take on these instruments from acoustic and electric instruments, the custom orders that he's had. It was a really great conversation about the early start in this little town in Germany of him developing touch style instruments to today where he's developed instruments for players all over the world of all different types and using different techniques. It was a really cool conversation. As I said, he's a real character. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Take it away, Siggi. Siggi. It's so good to have you on the show, buddy. Thank you so much for joining me all the way from Germany at your early morning and my nighttime.
Okay, thank you. It's not too early for me. I can overcome it. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm really blown away with this show. I've been meeting players from all around the world and instrument makers, and it's just the passion, the community of tap guitar and touch style, freehands, whatever you want to call it. It's just great to see this community come together, and it's just great to highlight, people like yourself who've just got this great vision and this great art and putting these amazing instruments together.
Oh, thank you. Because I have begun in 85 around to have an interest in these instruments. There was in the German musician paper an interview with Chapman, and so from this time I was hooked, and and so I looked all around what's going on and what the people do, and it was total different, a new continent for me.
Yeah. What? So how did it start, Siggi? Were you building guitars first, and then you found out about the stick, or did you just start by building tap guitars?
I at around 80 in the I begin to build an own guitar and electric guitar, and then acoustic guitar. And short time after this, I repair for a shop in Frankfurt part time, and there was a lot of musicians there. When they lost their jobs, they hang up and wait for a new gig, and I was a part of it, and take the guitars home and repaired it and bring it 2 or 3 days later back to the shop, and so was my first beginning. And after this, the stick comes up here in Europe and was very seldom to see, and I tried to buy a used one, because for me was it too high pricey, and I can't afford it. And I go to another shop in Frankfurt with Peter Kura, a well-known luthier and shop owner in Frankfurt. All the international people goes first to them and hang up there. And I ask for a Chapman stick, and he said, "Oh boy, the shop is empty. We take a cigarette and a coffee, and and I tell you about this instrument and what's wrong with it, and I know you repair for another shop, and I tell you you have to build an own one. Uh, there, there's no real bridge exist. The pickups are lousy, and this stereo connection is so, and it's only a lock. You missed a truss rod and an extra fretboard would it much better. And the backside uh, with his hard corners is not really for a guitar player.
Yeah.
And so we sat in half a morning in the shop, and we talk about this, and and he said to me, boy, I await that you uh, build your own thing and come up to me and show me it.
So
And
then,
so
how
I
did that? So how did you first build your first one? Did you actually have a stick that you could reference, or did you just do it from
no,
pictures?
no, I have. I was on the music fair in Frankfurt, uh, '85, and
Yep.
there was Chapman, and I saw him on a concert, and I was blown away. Not from his music, because I'm original blues and folk man
Right.
with finger picking guitar and so, and but the sound was uh, so. Yeah, like a whole band.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, and I said, okay, uh, his music is so no, not for me, and but the instrument is very good. Uh, in this time, I have problems with the bass player. Uh, Most of the bass player want to play in yeah in my near want to play jazz rock and so not only folk blues or this boring stuff and so I have every time I have to beg, I have a gig, could you help me, could you play with me, and so okay, I do it, and I have in my mind, oh, without a bass player it would be very much better. I have a jazz drummer in this time, a friend of us, but that was okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he find it great. But the bass players, oh no. And so I said, if I have this instrument, I can make it alone. I don't need anybody. And so I built an instrument. Um, I know the string length. I know that that's only 10 strings on it, and I built on pickups for these 10 strings. I haven't in mind that a 12 string is possible because I would like to build it, and and I make it short as possible that I can use the guitar strings on these string lengths.
Yep.
That was the first, and I built it, and it was okay, but I never learned it.
You had some concepts, but
Yeah,
did you use the same concept where you had the inverted bass? Is that did you use that, or did you use it just the strings going?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a C, one side in fourth and one side in fifth, and this classic
Yep.
crossed hands, and I said, oh, these crossed hands always is the other hand
Yeah.
in the way,
Yeah.
and why I have to stretch my hand in this way, and so I built. Short time later, uh, an headless instrument from aluminium with 5-string bass on one side and a 6-string guitar side.
Right.
And because I never learned it real, and so I have 3 or 4 versions of building those stuff, and I ended with an 8-string straight in fourth tuned, uh, what's today really normal is. And but it was a development in my mind, and I developed a body because I don't want this belt hook, and I want to wear it like a guitar. And in this year, when I built this instrument, I saw a war guitar on the music fair in 12 string, and I was blown away. Oh, that's too much strings for a poor boy like me, and it's really big. And I touched it. It's very heavy,
Right.
and I have think, do you really want wear an instrument for a whole evening or 3 or 4 hours when you have to play for dancing people, and you have used this whole evening? That's impossible for me.
Mm.
And but yeah, when I was with this in my mind, and uh, the internet comes up, and I saw uh, a seminar from in Belgium from Daniel Schell,
Yeah.
and I tell it to my wife, and she said, "You should learn this instrument. Don't build any of this stuff. You should learn it, not build it." And and I said, oh, "Okay." Um,
So she's the
I've
boss,
dropped.
right? She tells whatever she says
No,
goes.
no, no, no. She play also very well
Oh, okay.
guitar, and
Yeah.
we play a lot of stuff together. And she said, "Now is it time you play? Do you play any other instrument from 5-string banjo to a steel guitar?" And so, and now you have make it serious. And I drop a mail to Daniel, and he right back. Oh, what kind of instrument do you play? War or stick? And I write back. Oh no, I have made an own instrument with these specs, and send him a pic. And he said, okay, you have on this seminar a masterclass about the building of the instruments and repair and the aspects of a tap guitar. And I said, I mailed him back. Oh no, no, no! My English is not enough. I'm a poor boy. I can't do it. And he said, oh. There are some Germans in the seminary, and they can help you. Uh, on the other hand, you announced on the website you can step back, and okay, what should I do? I have 3 months, and have a very fat concept from the screw till the wood, and all the hardware, uh, what they do, and what improves the sound, and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
yeah, and I go there, and I was really nervous, and they said, "No, it's only 2 hours, not the whole week." And I said, "What do I with my concept?" And
Yeah.
and when I have the first afternoon, uh, they said, "Oh, tomorrow we want to hear it more, and tomorrow we want to hear it more," and I have all the afternoons tell about tap guitars and the aspects of sound,
So far,
headless,
so
and
that was when? What year was that, Siggy? When you did the
what
seminar?
It was in the summer around 81, 80,
81. Wow. Wow. So,
2000,
so you've been
2000.
building all of that time. That's amazing.
Yeah, sure, sure. I built all the time guitars and basses and repair for other people.
So how many tap guitars do you think you've built over all of this time so far?
Oh, uh,
Roughly.
20, 30. I built from the beginning 3 or 4 tap guitars per year.
Right. And how long does
Uh,
it,
and
each one take? Like I know you've got different models, right? So you've got the acoustic. You've got you've
yeah,
got
sure.
you've got a Mark II now, right? A new one.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I have developed a Siggi Mark II,
Yep.
and before I have developed for music marketing here in Germany the Siggi.
Right.
Uh,
So
that
what's the difference between the Mark II versus the original?
is the Mark One is made in China,
Right.
and um, and uh, and there was uh, not all realized what I want, because the product manager from music marketing said I have a better idea and these corners should different and so those things, and yeah, I was a bit unlucky about these details and where the plug is. It's not very ergonomic, and so I have in mind when the production of the Siggi is off, I make my own one, and I have a different headstock. Because when you have uh, your tuners here on this side and that side, and when you have it here, and you can tune this side very comfortable, and this one up is not
Right.
so comfortable, and so
Yeah.
I have
I noticed that. It looks like a classical
the
guitar
headstock.
on one side and an electric guitar
Yeah,
on the
one
other.
side,
Yeah.
and the input is the output is on another side.
And so,
Yeah,
how long
yeah.
does it take one to build? Like, let's say someone came to you, Ziggy, and goes, "Okay, I want you to build me a Mark II." How long does that take?
Uh, between 2 and 3 months.
Right. Okay, that's pretty
Yeah,
good. And what are the
yeah,
prices?
and
What's a price of on average? I know there's all different variations and options and stuff like that. What do they sort of start at?
it it begins at 1,500
Yep.
euros plus shipping and a case.
All right.
Case is around 200.
Yep. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's a
and
great, because it's obviously one of the challenges with a lot of people trying to get into tap guitar or touch guitar, whatever you want to call it. Wall guitars are very, very expensive. Sticks can be expensive, so to have to be able to get on an instrument, it's great that you start there. I know you got more expensive; they got more expensive, but it's great to be able to get into something a bit cheaper.
yeah, that was the idea behind the original Ziggy from Far East. A good instrument, a usable instrument in the class. Let us say uh, like an Ibanez or an Epiphone, and the people have to pay strictly under 1,000 euros for begin it, and yeah, and the people find it very great. And all my other instruments. Uh, uh, where I have built, um, uh, I tried always to to make it affordable as possible, because my custom instruments will begin at around 1800,
Yep.
and with an open end till
Yeah, sure, of course.
6,000 and so, yeah.
So
And
what is the craziest build that you've had? What is the most out there request you've had to build something?
oh, I had uh, I had an instrument from a bass player, for a bass player uh, from the States. He want two seven strings on it. It's in fact 14 strings, but um, active pickups of on both sides. Active pickups with active tone control, with uh, two MIDIs with a ghost system, two acoustic outs, and yeah, and an ebony stripe uh, uh, for the whole through the whole instrument, and with olive top. It's
Right,
very seldom, hard to find,
right,
and yeah, and other fancy woods on
right.
it,
Okay,
and the sides are total hollow, because to bring all these electronics in, the building was not a problem for me, uh, but these all these fine wires, excuse me, from uh, from uh, uh, from the
from the little
bridge
ghost saddles, the
to
little tiny, yeah.
yeah, to connect it all together. It was a nightmare. I sit uh, I sit 1 week every day, 8 hours on it, and okay, this connecting is not very good, because I can put it together. I've learned a lot of electronics. That's my normal daytime job before, and
Right.
but this connecting was so lousy. I have um, glue it all new together. The wiring made I made by hand, and I sent
Yeah.
him to and sent it to him, and said the next 3 months I never built a guitar. I make
So that
wooden
nearly broke
sculptures
you. It
on
nearly
it.
broke you. That was it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. But the other instrument was this 17 string instrument what I built for Wolfgang Dice, this surfboard, and I think I was the first. Every people around the world have said, "What crazy stuff is that? Uh, uh, what will this person with it?" And but he have a real concept. I was blown away. I have built this instrument, bring it to him by myself to Stuttgart. It's 2 hours from here, and he tuned this instrument, and he played uh, uh, a Baroque
Right.
lute duo on this instrument
And it sounded
without any
good.
fail. Yeah, it's crazy. It's normally
That
play two lute player this piece, and he played alone, and said, "Oh, that's what I want." And he have
amazing.
a total other concept than on the other tap guitars. He play Bill Evans stuff on it,
Yep.
and
Yep.
both sides sounds the same,
Right.
but
Yep.
it's stereo, and he plays these complicated chords on it. Only
Wow.
on this 17th string, and on the other played like a normal tap guitar player.
So
Yeah.
how do you find in terms of all those years that you've been building? Are you noticing that it's the market's growing for tap guitar, or was it busier in the 80s or 90s? Or I'm sort of look, I've been playing most of my life music and composing and producing, and I've only recently got into this instrument. But you know, reason for this show, I'm very passionate about it, obviously, and connecting everyone. But I just wonder, over your years, have you seen many developments, or have you seen the market keep growing or shrinking, or like what general trends have you seen in this market?
Uh, More people know what is a tap guitar, or they said, "Oh, it's a kind of chapman stick," and uh, and more people know what it is. But I think it's not much more player out there, because the problem is, like all the players, they think I can play bass, I can play guitar. It's not a problem. Another region to have, and they try it out, and they said, "Oh, I have complete to begin an
Yeah.
instrument," and and they said, "No, no, 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 that's not for me." And um, I have give some friends one of my guitars, try it out, and I show it. This is the easiest way to go in this universe, and all the people said, "No, no, 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 that's not for me." My wife said, "Oh, who needs a tap guitar?" Uh, and she said, "It's all the people I have know. That's all people who have said, okay, I play this instrument, that instrument, and what comes next? Yeah, a tap guitar or a chapman stick or whatever you will name it." Okay. And if if it's flat on the table or wherever, you can see it, and you can read the scores, and you can communicate it with the other musicians. Because when you have played in this way, all the people who play tap guitar or stick or so, they look on it where I am with the fingers, and most of the people need to look at this, and only seldom are the people free enough that they can look around like on a guitar. That's for me a problem. Also, uh, these these multi strings instrument are very heavy. Um, yeah. Um, when you
It's
have
fascinating to me because I've got a war guitar, a 12-string war artist,
yeah,
and it's a bolt-on. To me, it's not that heavy, but like I'm not standing up doing long shows, but it is heavy. It's definitely heavier than
yeah.
what my stick was, but I just love the tone of it. But I guess to each his own, you know. But I haven't stood up for a whole show to play it, so you know, maybe you could ask me
Yeah,
that question after I've stood up for 3 hours playing it, you know.
yeah, sure, sure, sure. And yeah, um,
So, mate, you've done an acoustic tap instrument too, right? Is that right? Is that the Ice Bear
yeah,
or
sure. I have actually built a lap tap guitar,
right?
acoustic lap tap guitar, and it's always the problem. These acoustic guitars are not so loud as the people want it. This the last one I have made different bracings under the top, and have made it real big with a very um, big top for the vibration of the
The
of
strings,
it,
yeah.
and it's of the strings, and it's now it loud enough for make a small concert in a parlor and
And does that have a
play
pickup,
with
that
it.
guitar as well? Is that got a
No, it still waits for a pickup. Yesterday comes a fisherman system in, and I will build it. And but I don't want to make it in stereo, because
right?
I like to make it in mono with two volume. With two volume knobs and two tone knobs, so I can mix it together. Because the bass is a bit louder than the treble strings normally, and with a toggle switch that I can uh, make off one side and both together or so, and now I think now is it very comfortable. I like to try O'Carroll harp tunes on it
Right. Yeah, right.
with this instrument, and with some chorus delays and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I, I hope that is it, because I built this instrument since a half year around, and have many changes on it.
Right.
Tune up, tune low, other strings, and inside a bit changes, and the bridge is a third version of it, and the tail pieces are complete new, and so yeah.
And you
So
hand make all of that, do you? Most all those parts.
what?
Do you hand make
Uh,
the bridges and everything?
yeah, I make it all
Wow.
except the pickups and
Machine heads.
normal, yeah,
Yeah.
normally,
Wow.
and the tuners, yeah,
And
sure.
what's next for you, mate? What's the next challenge? Like what are you excited about next?
Oh, yeah. Um, uh, a guy from Japan have ordered a 40 strings guitar uh, with 72 centimeters string length. It means it's a short scale
Right.
instrument, and it should light enough for yeah and he won't play jazz with it. That's what he want, and I develop in my mind what I do, the woods, and yeah, I nearly ready in my mind, and that's the next one, and yeah. Uh, Almost the ideas from
So how
for
when
new
you've got
guitar.
someone that asks for something brand new like that, something that you've never done before, what's the time frame for you to conceptualize that, get it out? It's not like a normal instrument, right? Because you don't. It's not a normal body. It's
Yeah.
not normal. So how long would something like that take when someone comes to you with a brand new concept?
Um, 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 uh, I uh, I need between 4 and 6 months
Right.
till it's ready. When the people comes, normally is when people ordered an instrument, is it not like the other before? Because they said, okay, I play this kind of music. He sent me some bits of it, and it should looks like that for this music, dark for heavy metal, or whatever, or
Yeah.
shiny
Yeah. Yeah.
with very bling and bling, and so and I like these strings and these tuning. Never is it the same, and
Right.
always I have to develop it. And sometimes I have a new body concept. Uh, yeah, like on these acoustic guitars, or actually I have built an 8 string tap guitar for conventional playing where the strings are a bit wider on the first four strings that
Right.
you can play it with fingers, and the other a bit closer together, like on a guitar, and with fanned frets, and and I have another body design for it, and with another top,
So do you,
and
Ziggy, do
so.
you ever have, so if anyone's watching this and they want to sort of get an instrument, do you ever have like used stock, or do you ever have any stock? Do you actually have anything that's readily available, or is it all a 3 month waiting list type thing?
Normally is it so? I have here and there a prototype
Hmm.
in the corner, and I said I can change it for you if you want that you can play it. Actually, I have the the Yogi Bear. It's two guitars on a neck, and
Right.
yeah, and one side is electric, one side is acoustic, and now uh, one guy have played and said, okay, this acoustic side I don't need it. I want on this side a jazz guitar pickup because
Right.
with his hand jazz chords, and he want to play on the other side solo, and I change it, and he can have it, uh, and. The other thing, when the people ordered one of it, I said to them, okay, you can order it, and with all these details, I listed and have sent him some sketches of the new instrument, and I said it cost let me say it, 2,000 euros, and you pay at first when you order it 1,000, uh, and I begin with the project, and I send you all weeks or days pics of
Yeah. Right.
the forthcoming of the
Yeah.
project, and answer all the mails, and when it's ready. Uh, send you a pic of it, and and a bill of the last 1,000 euros.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. And there's a time window normally for 4 months uh, for it, or 5 months when it's ready.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, great.
in this way.
Well, mate, that's
And
really
normally,
amazing. So you've been building for what? How long? 80. So it's probably 30 something years, right?
hmm?
40 years. How long have you been building? So it's what you said, 80, right? 1980. What's it?
Yeah,
81.
yeah, sure, sure.
Wow.
Over 40 years, over
Wow. That's
40 years, yeah.
amazing. Wow. A man ahead of his
But
time. That's
yeah,
amazing. That's great.
because I'm so lucky. I have made it always part time. I don't need to make really money with it.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that,
and now I'm retired. I also don't need it, and
yeah.
I can build what uh,
What you
uh,
like. Yeah.
what I like, and some people have asked me via mail, "Can you do this and that?" And said, "Oh no, I uh,
No.
I don't want it. I
Yeah.
don't want it.
Too much
I
pain.
don't.
Too much pain
Yeah, yeah,
involved. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
That's
don't
the
need it.
experience talking right there. The pain.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And I don't say it. Oh no. Okay, I can give you a time window in a year.
Yeah.
uh, Always when the people ask me uh, 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 to build one, and I said, okay, uh, I can give you a time window from, let me say, January 22 for 4 months, and uh, and I can build it for you. And when the time comes, you send me the first money, and I
Yeah.
begin with it. And yeah, and
Well,
so
well, that's great, mate.
yeah,
Well, look, great. So nice meeting you. It's thanks for getting up. I know we're in totally different time zones. It's just great connecting with everyone from the tap community, and it's amazing your whole history and what you've been doing, and it's a credit to you. And I look forward to one day playing one of your instruments, and look forward to seeing hopefully you somewhere in the world one of these days when all this craziness dies down, and bring this community together even more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Siggy, have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye, buddy.
You too.